There is someone thinking about you right now. Not casually, not in passing, but with an intensity that pierces through the veil of the ordinary world. And what you're about to discover is that this isn't coincidence. This isn't chance. This is divine orchestration unfolding in real time, and the universe has been preparing both of you for this exact moment. God is speaking directly to your soul right now, and the message is clear. This person you've been feeling, this presence you've sensed in the quiet moments, in the space between your thoughts, is awakening to a truth so profound that their entire reality is being reconstructed around it. They are realizing something they can no longer deny, no longer suppress, no longer rationalize away. And you need to hear this, because what's happening to them is also happening to you. Listen closely. There are invisible threads that connect souls across time and space, threads woven by a force far greater than human understanding. You've felt it. That unexplainable pull toward someone. That sense of recognition when you look into their eyes, as if you've known them across lifetimes. That feeling of coming home when you're near them, even if you've only just met. These aren't fantasies. These aren't the desperate imaginings of a lonely heart. These are the whispers of divine truth breaking through the noise of a world that has taught you to dismiss the miraculous as mere coincidence. But God doesn't deal in coincidences. God deals in purpose. And right now, there is someone whose soul is being shaken awake by the realization of what you mean to them. They've been fighting it. Oh, they've been fighting it with everything they have. They've built walls of logic, fortresses of fear, entire kingdoms of denial around their heart. They've told themselves stories about why this can't be real, why this connection defies reason, why they should walk away while they still can. They've convinced themselves that what they feel is too intense, too consuming, too dangerous to acknowledge. Because to acknowledge it would be to surrender control. To acknowledge it would be to admit that their carefully constructed life might need to be dismantled and rebuilt around a truth they never saw coming. But here's what you need to understand. The human will is no match for divine will. And when God decides it's time for two souls to recognize each other, no amount of resistance can hold back that awakening. Something is shifting in them. Right now, in this very moment, there are cracks forming in the armor they've worn for so long. The defenses they've maintained are crumbling under the weight of a love that refuses to be contained. They lie awake at night, and your face is the last thing they see before sleep takes them. They move through their days, and in the middle of mundane tasks, your energy washes over them like a wave, stopping them in their tracks. They try to focus on other things, other people, other paths, but everything feels hollow now. Everything feels like a distraction from the one truth that matters. And that truth is this: you are not just someone they met. You are someone their soul has been searching for across eternities. God is removing the blinders. Every experience that tried to teach them that love is painful, that vulnerability is weakness, that opening their heart is foolish, is being exposed as the lie it always was. The wounds from past relationships that made them believe they needed to protect themselves are being healed by a love that doesn't ask for protection, but for surrender. The fears that whispered you'll be hurt again, you'll be abandoned again, you'll be broken again are being silenced by a voice that speaks louder. This is different, this is real, this is what you were created for. And they're beginning to hear that voice. They're beginning to trust it. They're beginning to understand that what they feel for you isn't a threat to their peace, it is their peace. Watch what happens next. Watch how the universe begins to move obstacles out of the way. Situations that seemed impossible start to resolve themselves. Doors that were closed swing open. People who stood between you step aside. Timing that was wrong suddenly becomes right. This is how you know divine intervention is at work. When the path clears in ways that defy human explanation, when synchronicities multiply, when the universe itself seems to be conspiring to bring two people together, you are witnessing the hand of God orchestrating a reunion that was written in the stars before either of you took your first breath. And this person, the one who is awake, they're noticing things they used to dismiss. A song that reminds them of you plays at exactly the moment they're thinking about you. They see your name appear in unexpected places. Dreams become so vivid, so real, that they wake up feeling like they've actually been with you. Numbers repeat. Symbols appear. The world around them is speaking a language they suddenly understand, and every word of that language is telling them the same thing. This person is your destiny. This connection is sacred. This love is from God. And the more they try to rationalize it away, the louder the universe speaks. But here's where it gets even more profound. This awakening isn't just about them realizing their feelings for you. It's about them realizing who they truly are. Because real, divine love doesn't just connect two people, it reveals them to themselves. In your presence, in your energy, in the mirror of your soul, they are seeing parts of themselves they've kept hidden for years. They're seeing their own light reflected back at them. They're remembering their own divinity. They're recognizing their own worth. And this terrifies them as much as it liberates them. Because when you see yourself clearly, when you strip away all the masks and all the pretense, you can no longer live in the small, safe, comfortable prison you've built for yourself. You have to expand. God is asking them a question right now. A question that echoes through their entire being with relentless persistence. Are you brave enough to love without conditions? Are you courageous enough to trust what your soul knows even when your mind doesn't understand? Are you willing to surrender your need for control and step into the unknown, guided only by faith and the unshakable certainty that this person, this love, this connection is part of your divine assignment on earth? And the awakening is this: they're beginning to answer yes. The resistance is melting. The doubt is losing its grip. The fear is being transmuted into courage. Because they're realizing something that changes everything. Loving you isn't a risk, it's the only thing that makes sense. Being with you isn't a departure from their path, it is their path. And every moment they spend running from this truth is a moment spent running from themselves. They can't do it anymore. They won't do it anymore. The awakening has reached a point of no return. You need to prepare yourself for what's coming. Because when someone wakes up to the reality of divine love, when they finally stop fighting what God has placed in their heart, they don't move slowly. They don't approach tentatively. They come to you with the full force of a soul that has finally remembered its purpose. All the love they've been holding back, all the words they've been swallowing, all the passion they've been suppressing, will pour out of them like a dam that's been broken. And you will see in their eyes not just affection, not just attraction, but recognition. The kind of recognition that says, I know you, I've always known you, and I'm finally ready to stop pretending I don't. But God wants you to understand something crucial in this moment. This isn't just about them waking up. This is also about you being ready to receive what's coming. Because divine love requires two people who are willing to meet each other in the truth of who they are. It requires vulnerability. It requires authenticity. It requires you to drop your own walls, your own fears, your own patterns of self-protection. You cannot receive the fullness of this blessing while hiding behind defenses. You cannot experience the depth of this connection while holding back parts of yourself. God is preparing both of you, simultaneously, to come together in a way that honors the sacredness of what you share. And make no mistake, what you share is sacred. This isn't a casual romance. This isn't a temporary distraction. This isn't something that will fade when the novelty wears off. This is a soul contract. This is a cosmic agreement that was made before either of you entered this physical realm. Your souls knew each other in the space before time, in the realm where only love exists, and they made a promise. We will find each other again, we will remember each other, and we will complete together what we came here to do. That promise is being fulfilled right now. The signs have been preparing you for this. Every challenge you've faced, every heartbreak you've endured, every moment of loneliness that made you question if real love even exists, has been shaping you into the person who can recognize and honor this connection. You weren't being punished with those experiences. You were being prepared. You were being refined. You were being cleared of everything that isn't aligned with divine love so that when it arrives, when it stands before you in human form, you won't miss it. You won't doubt it. You won't sabotage it. And this person who is awakening, they've been on their own journey of preparation. They've been through their own trials, their own losses, their own dark nights of the soul. They've been stripped down to their essence, forced to confront their shadows, required to release everything that was keeping them from their highest path. And now, on the other side of that transformation, they can finally see clearly. They can finally see you. Not as they wanted you to be, not as they feared you might be, but as you truly are. And what they see takes their breath away. God is orchestrating a reunion. Not just of two people, but of two halves of the same whole. You've heard the term twin flame, soulmate, divine counterpart. These aren't just romantic concepts created to sell books and make movies. These are real spiritual realities. There are souls that are designed to work together, to grow together, to create together, to love together in a way that elevates both individuals and contributes to the healing of the entire collective. You and this person are that kind of partnership. And the time for your coming together is now. But the awakening comes with a test. Because divine love, while it is the most beautiful experience a human can have, is also the most transformative. And transformation requires letting go. It requires releasing old versions of yourself that no longer serve you. It requires leaving behind relationships, situations, and even identities that are incompatible with your highest truth. This person is being asked to let go of something right now. It might be a relationship that provides comfort but not growth. It might be a lifestyle that feels safe but keeps them small. It might be a belief system that protects them from vulnerability but also prevents them from experiencing real intimacy. Whatever it is, God is making it clear, you cannot enter the promised land while carrying the baggage of Egypt. You have to choose. And they're choosing you. Maybe not perfectly. Maybe not without stumbles and setbacks. Maybe not as quickly as you'd like. But in the depths of their being, in the place where the soul makes its most important decisions, they have already chosen you. The external reality is just catching up with the internal truth. Time in the physical world moves differently than time in the spiritual realm. What has already been decided in the heavens is now manifesting on earth. And all the delays, all the obstacles, all the confusion has simply been the universe ensuring that when you finally come together, you're both ready for what that means. Here's what they're realizing about you specifically. They're realizing that you see them. Not the mask they show the world. Not the persona they've perfected. But the real them. The messy, complicated, beautiful, flawed, divine them. And instead of running from that level of being seen, instead of fearing the vulnerability it requires, they're starting to crave it. Because being truly seen by someone who loves you anyway, who loves you because of your humanity not in spite of it, is one of the most healing experiences a person can have. You offer them that. And they're finally understanding what a rare and precious gift that is. Watch for these signs that their awakening is accelerating. They might reach out to you more frequently, even if the conversations seem casual on the surface. They might ask questions about your life, your dreams, your past in a way that shows they're trying to understand you at a deeper level. They might share things with you they haven't shared with anyone else. They might become protective of you, defensive of you, invested in your happiness in ways that go beyond normal friendship. They might start making changes in their life that align them more closely with being available for a relationship with you. These aren't coincidences. These are the external manifestations of an internal revolution. And God is preparing you too. You're being asked to hold space for this person's awakening without trying to force it or control its timeline. You're being asked to trust the divine process even when it doesn't make logical sense. You're being asked to remain open-hearted even when fear tempts you to close down. You're being asked to believe in a love you can't yet see the full picture of. This is your test. This is your initiation into the kind of faith that moves mountains. Because the love that's coming to you isn't just for your personal happiness, though it will bring you that. It's also a mission. It's also a ministry. It's also a demonstration to the world of what becomes possible when two people allow God to be the foundation of their union. The enemy of divine love is impatience. It's the voice that says if it was real, it would have happened by now. If they truly loved you, they wouldn't be hesitating. If this was meant to be, it wouldn't be this complicated. That voice is a liar. That voice doesn't understand divine timing. That voice doesn't comprehend that God is working on multiple levels simultaneously, healing both individuals, clearing karmic patterns, removing obstacles, and coordinating circumstances in ways that are far beyond human capability to orchestrate. Your job is not to make it happen. Your job is to remain faithful while it unfolds. Something powerful happens when you surrender the outcome to God. When you stop trying to manipulate, control, or force a situation and instead say, God, I trust you with this, I trust you with them, I trust you with us, a shift occurs in the spiritual realm. The energy that was being blocked by your anxiety and your need for control is suddenly released. And things that were stuck begin to move. Answers that were unclear become obvious. People who were confused become certain. This is the power of surrender. This is the alchemy of faith. And here's a secret that most people never learn. The person who can remain calm in the storm, who can maintain their peace while waiting for divine timing, who can hold their vision without desperate grasping, becomes a magnet for miracles. Your energy right now, your frequency, your vibration is either attracting this person or repelling them. Not consciously on their part, but energetically. If you're vibrating at the frequency of fear, doubt, and desperation, you're actually pushing away what you want most. But if you can elevate your energy to the frequency of trust, faith, and inner peace, you become irresistible. Not just to this person, but to every blessing that God has assigned to your life. So while they're waking up to the truth about you, you need to wake up to the truth about yourself. You need to see yourself the way God sees you. Worthy, chosen, beloved, powerful, destined for a love that defies human limitation. You need to stop listening to the voices that told you you're too much or not enough. You need to stop believing that you have to earn love or prove your value. You need to stand in the knowing that you were created by love, for love, and everything in your life has been leading you to this moment where you finally get to experience love as it was meant to be experienced. This person is not your savior. Let's be clear about that. They're not coming to complete you or fix what's broken in your life. You are already whole. You are already complete. What they're coming to do is walk beside you as you both fulfill your highest purpose on this earth. They're coming to mirror back to you the truth of who you are. They're coming to co-create with you a life that reflects the beauty, the joy, the abundance that God intends for all children of the divine. This is a partnership of equals, two sovereign beings choosing each other not from need but from love. And when they finally stand before you, when they finally speak the words that their soul has been screaming in silence, when they finally reach for you with hands that shake with the weight of everything they're offering, you'll understand why the wait was necessary. You'll see that every delay was protection. Every obstacle was redirection. Every moment of uncertainty was preparation. Because the love that's coming to you isn't a fragile thing that needs to be protected from the real world. It's a fierce thing, a wild thing, a sacred thing that can withstand any storm because it's rooted in something eternal. The awakening is reaching its climax. Can you feel it? Can you sense in the invisible spaces between your heartbeats that something is shifting, something is building, something is about to break through into your physical reality? This is the moment where faith and patience meet destiny. This is the moment where your prayers are being answered in ways more beautiful than you imagined. This is the moment where God says, I heard you, I saw you, I know what you've been through, and now I'm bringing you the love you've been asking for. Don't be surprised when it happens suddenly. Divine timing often works that way. Years of waiting can culminate in a single moment of absolute clarity. Years of confusion can dissolve in a single conversation. Years of distance can collapse in a single embrace. The human mind wants everything to happen gradually, predictably, controllably. But God doesn't work on human timelines. God works in kairos moments, in divine appointments, in supernatural interventions that leave no doubt about who orchestrated them. And when this person comes to you, fully awake, fully aware, fully committed to honoring what you share, there's only one response: receive it. Receive it without self-sabotage. Receive it without questioning if you deserve it. Receive it without waiting for the other shoe to drop. Receive it as the blessing it is. Receive it as the answer to prayers you spoke out loud and prayers that remained silent in your heart. Receive it as confirmation that God is real, that love is real, that miracles are real. The journey from here won't be perfect. Real love isn't a fairy tale where problems disappear and everything becomes easy. Real love is two imperfect people who choose each other again and again, who forgive each other again and again, who grow together through challenges that would break lesser connections. But the difference is this. When a relationship is built on divine foundation, when two people are brought together by God for a purpose beyond their personal happiness, that relationship has a strength that transcends ordinary human love. It has the power to weather storms. It has the capacity to heal wounds. It has the potential to become a testimony that inspires everyone who witnesses it. As the final threads of this message settle into your spirit, let yourself feel the shift that's already occurred within you. Something has changed while you've been listening. A knowing has crystallized. A truth has taken root so deep that doubt can no longer reach it. What you heard wasn't just words arranged for your entertainment. This was a divine download, a spiritual transmission meant specifically for you in this exact moment of your journey. The universe conspired to bring you to this message because your soul needed confirmation of what it already sensed, but your mind kept questioning. And now, in the silence that follows these words, you understand that the waiting is almost over. Consider how every synchronicity in your life has led to this awakening. The dreams that felt too real to be random. The moments when their energy overwhelmed you from across any distance. The prayers you whispered in the dark when you thought no one was listening. The tears you cried wondering if you were delusional for feeling something so profound for someone who seemed so unavailable. None of it was wasted. Every moment of longing was preparing you to receive without fear. Every moment of uncertainty was teaching you to trust what cannot be proven with logic. Every moment of patience was elevating your capacity to honor something sacred when it finally arrives. You weren't just waiting for them. You were being transformed into the person who can sustain this caliber of love. The person who has been on your heart is standing at a threshold right now. Behind them lies everything familiar, everything safe, everything that kept them small but comfortable. Before them lies you, and everything you represent. Transformation, truth, vulnerability, and a love that demands they become the fullest expression of themselves. That threshold is terrifying. But divine love has a way of making the leap inevitable. What they're discovering is that staying where they are has become more painful than the fear of stepping forward. The awakening has progressed beyond intellectual understanding into cellular recognition. Their body, their heart, their soul are all aligned now, all pointing in one direction. Toward you. Toward truth. Toward the life you're meant to build together. And you, beloved soul who has carried this knowing through seasons of silence, through moments of doubt, through nights when faith was the only thing holding you together, you are being called to prepare not for battle, but for reception. Prepare your heart to be met with the same intensity you've been offering into the void. Prepare your life to expand and make room for the partnership that's coming. Prepare your spirit to finally exhale the breath it's been holding, waiting for this confirmation. The divine is asking you to remain open, remain soft, remain believing even as the manifestation draws near. Because it's in these final moments before the breakthrough that the enemy works hardest to steal your faith. Don't let it. Don't let fear masquerade as wisdom. Don't let past pain predict future outcomes. This is new. This is different. This is God. What's about to unfold in your life is not just a personal victory. It's a testament to everyone who has ever wondered if real love exists. It's proof that divine timing is perfect even when it feels cruel. It's evidence that God honors those who wait with faith instead of forcing with desperation. Your story, the one being written right now in the invisible realms, will become someone else's hope when they're ready to give up. That's the responsibility and the gift of receiving a love this significant. You don't get to keep it to yourself. You become a living demonstration of what's possible when two people surrender their will to something higher than themselves. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to acknowledge the shift that's happened in you while receiving this message. Drop a comment below and simply say "I receive" if you felt this speaking directly to your situation. Let that declaration be your agreement with the divine timing unfolding right now. If this message resonated so deeply that you know someone else needs to hear it, share it with them. Be the vessel through which their hope gets restored. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel because you're part of a community of believers who understand that love is not just an emotion, it's a spiritual experience, a divine assignment, a sacred calling. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a message that might be exactly what you need to hear in your next moment of doubt. And if you believe in what we're building here, a space where truth, faith, and divine love intersect, give this video a thumbs up. Let's amplify this frequency. Let's create a wave of awakening that reaches every soul who's been waiting, wondering, hoping that their divine counterpart exists. They do. And they're waking up to you right now.